have to stay for this interview. It's a mind-blowing one. Now, a 14-year-old girl has allegedly been defiled by 3 people, but her family says police investigators want them to settle the matter out of court. The victim, whose name has been withheld, says she was sexually assaulted for 3 days before being released to go home. Joy News' Henry Kwesibedu and Inathalia Kwanza have more in the following report.
On the evening of May 19, 2020, 14-year-old Abba, not her real name, was sent out on an errand by her mother. Abba only came home 3 days later, bleeding profusely from her vagina. Abba says she had been defiled by 3 young men during those days. The Class 6 pupil was allegedly lured by the 3 men who gave her an energy drink laced with a substance that made her dizzy.
One of the perpetrators is a friend. He lured me to his house and gave me a bottle of energy drink. When I took it, I became extremely dizzy and woke up days after, bleeding profusely from my vagina. I didn't see or feel anything at all.
After returning home, Abba spent 4 days at the hospital. The Ahanta West police arrested the perpetrators. They have since been released, with the police insisting the case be settled out of court, the family claims. Abba's father, Richard Kwaku, disagrees.
My daughter was raped by 3 young men. After we reported the incident to the police, the boys were arrested as my daughter was also admitted for 5 days at a health facility in the community. I was later told the young men have been released and the police are insisting we do an out-of-court settlement. But this, I disagree.
Mr. Kwaku wants the suspects prosecuted.
This was on my blind side. We want the law to take its full course. I suspect the families of the perpetrators have given the police some money.
The 14-year-old victim, who was discharged from hospital, is currently responding to treatment at home.
The case has since Friday been handed over to the Western Regional Directorate of the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit. We're joined via phone by coordinator of the department, Frank Nana Asumening, for more. Good evening to you, sir. We hear your outfit is waiting for the birth certificate of the victim before perpetrators are charged. How far are you with the investigations?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, the investigations actually is on course. We are still making efforts to get medical ascertainment so that we can proceed to the courts. Age in determining in defilement cases is very crucial. So there are instances where we may produce a case in court without medical certificate, and we are likely to lose these cases. So we are doing every effort. So by tomorrow or the next day, to send the victim to the hospital for the doctors to examine her and give us a report on her age so that we can proceed to the court. The case is ongoing.
Has there been any difficulty in attaining the birth certificate of this young lady so it can help to determine whether it's a defilement case?
Yes, there is difficulty because the parents are saying they don't have neither birth certificate, baptism certificate, nor even weighing card. So it's now a burden for us to send the victim to the hospital, and this goes with a cost. And the parents, we don't know how prepared they are for us to go to the hospital tomorrow to pay for medical expenses for us to get the age ascertainment of the victim. However, we are making every possible efforts to do that tomorrow so we can proceed.
We're hearing of allegations that the police investigators want the family to settle the matter out of court. What have you gathered on these allegations?
For this allegation, I am not sure because I am the head of the unit. I am discussing every issue with the parties involved, and I have never passed such a comment to them to have issue settled in home. And I don't believe my investigator has also told them they should go home to settle this case without recourse to me. Because all along, whilst the case has been going on, I am in it. I know the in and out of the case. Whatever goes on, I am the final person to give any instructions or order on the case, which I don't support that allegation that the investigator has given them the chance to go and settle matters at home. Like I have said, investigations goes with procedures and steps. The case was reported just last Friday. As of yesterday, the investigator has gone to the scene to ascertain all evidence that we need. The next step is to get this medical form, and then we process our documents.
So when are you expected to conclude this investigation?
Like I'm saying, tomorrow, if we should go to the hospital, and God willing, we should get the age ascertainment report, we will proceed to the court immediately.
I'm grateful for your time. Nana Sumening is coordinator of DOFSU in the Western region. And